And the first thing I'm going to show you is the difference between this and a juicer. Okay, now in a juicer what you'll do is you pay 100% for fruit, like say for instance it's grape. And you'll take it home, you'll squeeze it out, and you might get 25% of your money back. Then you'll take 75% of your money and all the good stuff and toss it right in the trash. So it's actually a horrible investment. But juicing's healthy because you get a 95% absorption rate out of the juice. Well, what we're going to do with the speed and the power of this machine is we're actually going to take whole fruit and we'll break it down to the cellular level so you get a 95% absorption rate out of the whole fruit, not just the juice. Okay. Now, a regular blender only has about a 1/4 horsepower and it spins at 6,000 RPMs. This has a 3-horse motor in it and it spins at 29,000 RPMs. So with that speed and power, that's where we're able to break this thing down to the cellular level, okay, and get that good absorption rate. Now, I'm going to start out with grapes and a whole fruit juice. You'll want to make sure you get grapes. They're among the best for nutrition. There's a lot of fiber in there, antioxidants, and they're good for your heart. Then we'll put in some strawberries. You're just going to toss them in like that. Okay. Now, you can take the greens off if you like, just like that. Okay, toss them in. And I know you want to leave the greens in there. They're high in chlorophyll. It's a live enzyme that boosts your immune system. Now, in a regular blender, you don't want to do that. Okay, because it doesn't process it enough to where your body can absorb it. But this is a food processor too. There's about 8 different machines all rolled up into one. Okay, pineapples. We're going to leave all the core on our pineapples, right? And you'll want to leave the core. They're high in fiber, vitamin C, and bromelain. It's actually the most nutritious part of the pineapple. Notice I'm also leaving the eyes on the pineapples. Okay, you know why I leave the eyes on the pineapples? So they could see what's going to happen to them in the blender. Right? Now on the melons, we're going to leave all the seeds on our melons. And you'll want to leave seeds on your melons. They're high in fiber. But when you crack the seed open, there's a natural source of protein in there, like flax seeds. All right? So if you take flax seeds, you can toss them in there. We'll process it for you. In fact, pound for pound, there's more protein in a watermelon seed than meat. All right? Besides that, we're a little lazy. I mean, if it's good for you, why take it out? Just leave it in. Now, I always say in a whole fruit juice, you got to have a banana. Now, on your bananas, you want to make sure you take your stickers off of them. Nobody likes to chew on a sticker. So you look these over real good, toss them in like that. Now get you some ice, okay? No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. Yeah, not even monkeys eat banana peels. All right, make sure you get your bananas, though. There's a lot of potassium in there. It's good brain food and a good deterrent of heart disease. All right, now we'll get some ice. Now with fruits and vegetables, you actually have a rule of thumb. Okay? The rule of thumb is if it's thick, it'll make you sick, and if it's thin, leave it in. Banana peels are thick, so we take them out. Right. Now, in my industry, this is known as blender killer. Most blenders won't handle that much ice, not to mention the contents in the jar, but I'm going to load us up because I like a thick smoothie. And the more ice you put in there, the thicker it is. And tell me, would you start your blender at home that full with the lid off? No. Okay. That's what we're going to do here. So, ma'am, come on up. Push the whole juice key. It's the one right under the green light. This one? Whole juice. Yep. Okay. Now right there is where all your other brands will spray paint the ceilings. But you notice ours started out slow, and it's going to drop the ingredients into the blade. Then it speeds up. All by itself, it's going to create a vortex. It pulls everything down into the blade, right? We're not going to use spoons, spatulas, or plungers to assist the blender, all right? You don't need to shake the jar or push piano on the keys. It just does it all for you right there. Now with that speed, that's where we're going to take raw vegetables just like that. And we're actually going to cook them into a hot soup, all from the friction of the blade. There's no heating element in there. It's all done by friction. Well, now we've got a problem. See, smoothies are supposed to be cold, and you don't want to get stuck at the door for 5 or 10 minutes, or maybe on the phone, come back to a warm smoothie. It's a smart machine. See, it shuts off automatically when it's done. Right? See, you can't leave any other blender unattended, or you'll come back to a warm smoothie, right? But you remember all the seeds and the stems and the ice we had in there? Right? Take a look at that. Smooth and consistent all the way through. All right? But tell me, what's the worst part about a blender or a juicer when you get done using it? Cleaning it, right? You notice we have a 2-blade design. It's sonically welded to the bottom of the jar, so you never remove the blades from the jar. Unlike a 4-blade design, which by law is required to be able to be removed because bacteria builds up under the blades. And then you get leaky seals and gaskets when you go to put them back together. Now, we're stamped twice by the NSF to be dishwasher safe and self-cleaning. Of course, I don't have a dishwasher. So I'm going to show you how we clean this here. We'll put in about 2 cups of water and some dish soap. You just put on the jar, secure your lid. Just hold the pole screw down. Okay. Notice knocking the ingredients off the side of the jar, the blade, and the lid. The bubbles will come out the top of the cap. That's a pressure relief cap. That keeps you from blowing your lid off in the process. Right now, all you do is take off the jar, dump it out. We'll give it a quick rinse. And we're good to go. So if you got a lot of friends over, you're not stuck cleaning between drinks. And if you have time, go ahead and put it in the dishwasher. It's all dishwasher safe. See, it really doesn't matter what this machine or any other machine is going to do for you. Because if it isn't easy to clean and it isn't easy to use, you don't use it. That's why you'll use this every day. But I told you could take raw vegetables and actually cook them into a hot soup. What we're going to do is we're going to put in half hot, half cold water here. At home, you could put in straight cold water. You'll run the cycle twice. Here, we're going to put in lukewarm water. We'll run the cycle once. Now all we're going to do is put on the jar. There's no guesswork on any of those antiquated buttons, knobs, dials, or switches. You just put on the jar, secure your lid, and hit the soup can. And the first thing I'm going to show you is the difference between this and a juicer. Okay, now in a juicer what you'll do is you pay 100% for fruit. Like say for instance it's grape. And you'll take it home, you'll squeeze it out, and you might get 25% of your money back. Then you'll take 75% of your money and all the good stuff and toss it right in the trash. So it's actually a horrible investment. But juicing's healthy because you get a 95% absorption rate out of the juice. Well, what we're going to do with the speed and the power of this machine is we're actually going to take whole fruit and we'll break it down to the cellular